464. I'm just gonna do whatever I can in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, let's see the problems. I think I should be able to do one or two questions. Given an integer and your task is to compute the GCD of two values. Sum out the sum of first n odd numbers, the sum of first n even numbers, return the GCD of sum odd and sum even. Okay. Should I just brute force this because n is up to 1000? So sum up to n. Sum on. So this series is basically x 3x plus 1, right? So I could just for loop it because it's up to 1000. Some odd, some even, both set to 0. Or we could increment a number. Is this is wrong. Okay. Okay, so the first n numbers, okay. partition array into k distinct groups. Okay. Given an integer array nums and integer k. Task to determine whether it is possible to partition all elements of nums into one or more groups such that each group contains exactly k distinct elements. Element in nums must be assigned to exactly one group. Turn true if such a partition is possible. So can the array have does the array have unique elements or yeah. So the array does not have unique elements, or else this would just be a very bad question for a medium. So it does have non-unique numbers, but these should be distinct, right? So what we can do is we can sort them so that we never take like two same numbers, maybe. Nah. Okay. It's exactly k distinct elements. So one or more groups, right? So int n is equals to nums dot size. If first of all we need to make sure if n mod k is not equal to 0. So this must hold false, because to divide n elements into k distinct groups, k one or more groups of k elements, we need to make sure that the total size is a multiple of k. And now that we have the number of groups, let's say int number of groups equals to n divided by k. Now we just need to add each distinct element to this one group. Try and do that. And the way we're gonna do that is so if there is any element that occurs more than nog times, then if it occurs exactly nog times, then we can somehow manage. But if any element occurs more than nog times, then we can't handle that case and we just return false. So what we do is we traverse over the array nums of, we create a map. I don't remember how do I create a map. I don't know. We can convert it to hash map later if you want. Let me just check if this is feasible. Hash map C++. Unordered map. M, and then we just increase the count of n of number of I for auto element in map if element dot second is greater than equal to energy false true. What? JavaScript, boys, JavaScript. So it returned true for this case, which is correct. True for this case and false for this case. It's also correct. I don't feel confident about it, but let's just see. Okay. Jump game 9. You're given an integer array nums from any index I. You can jump to another index j. Under the following rules, jump to j where j is greater than I is allowed only if the number on the right hand side is lower than the left hand side number. Jump to j twice where j is so in the both cases the left side number should be greater smaller. Then we can swap, we can jump to j index. Okay, what does that mean? Find the maximum value in nums that can be reached by following any sequence of valid jumps starting at index I. Okay, return an array answers where answer of I is the maximum value reachable starting from index 1. Okay, let's consider a test case 2 and 3. Output should be 2 to 3. We can jump from here to here, and that's it pretty much. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay. Since it's completely since we can only go from a higher number to a lower number, it's better to just find the just lower numbers that is possible on your right hand side, so that we can just move to that number instead of like making multiple jumps. So you can just make a single jump and reach where you can at the maximum. So that can be calculated using a prefix kind of thing. So the largest number from the back, that is what my prefix would be. So let's take it to the vector int largest number at I from back. And this is gonna contain n numbers, right? Let's initialize it with want to initialize with -1 or 0 or whatever. 0, let's say, because nums of I is obviously greater than 1. Okay, so we go in the opposite direction, and I is equals to n minus 1, I greater than equals 0, I minus largest number from back. Let's keep it LAR of I will be equals to okay, not largest number. It's so frustrating because it will be 3, but then or maybe just the smaller number. It should be the smallest number. Okay, so I'm changing things a bit. It should be the smallest number. That is the most far ahead. I think I need time on this one, so I'm going to skip this. Thank you for watching.